11 ways to lower blood pressure naturally. High blood pressure, otherwise known as hypertension, can have serious consequences for your health if you don't keep it in check. It happens when the body uses too much pressure to circulate blood through the arteries, thereby overworking the heart in the process. In most cases, the body will show you little to no symptoms if you are dealing with hypertension, but the potential risk factors are as dangerous as heart attacks and strokes. Blood pressure is naturally measured in millimeters of mercury, mmHg, and the ideal reading for most people is anything not too low below 120/80 mmHg. But if it reads above 130/80 mmHg, it is considered high. At that point, it becomes important to take steps to lower the blood pressure to the required level in order to prevent long-lasting complications. This video takes a look at 11 ways to lower your blood pressure naturally. 1. Exercise. Exercising in general will ensure your body and mind are in great health, and this applies to your blood pressure too. Regular exercise increases your heart rate, which then means that the strength of your heart increases in order for it to pump blood effortlessly. This then lowers the blood pressure on your arteries and consequently lowers your blood pressure as well. Try to aim for about 150 minutes of weekly exercise if you can. Remember to also engage in more activities that ensure you are in constant motion for a good amount of time. It can be a simple walk up the stairs, a night walk, partaking in sporting activities, or gardening. 2. Cut the salt intake. Due to its high sodium content, too much salt is not good for your blood pressure levels. Ideally, you should not be taking anything above 2,300 mg of salt on a daily basis. And if you are already suffering from hypertension, then anything above 1,500 mg per day can further increase your blood pressure. Studies show that even a small reduction in your salt intake can do wonders for your blood pressure, which is why it is considered one of the best natural ways to deal with hypertension and manage heart health in general. 3. Reduce alcohol. Drinking too much alcohol is also not too great for your blood pressure. The reason is that alcohol contains high amounts of calories and sugar that increase your body fat, and too much fat in the body is a major risk factor for high blood pressure. For heavy drinkers, it is recommended that you take no more than 2 bottles per day if you are a man, and only 1 bottle for women. However, you have to completely cut off alcohol if you are already on high blood pressure medication, because in addition to your rising blood pressure levels, it can also reduce the overall effectiveness of blood pressure medications. 4. Eat a balanced diet. A balanced diet contains all the nutrients and minerals the body needs in their right proportions. These nutrients, if taken regularly, also play a part in regulating your blood pressure levels. If your diet contains enough healthy fruits, vegetables and lean proteins, your heart health will improve, and that will ultimately help lower your blood pressure levels. A specific diet you can adopt to ensure you are taking all the nutrients needed to lower your blood pressure is the dietary approaches to stop hypertension, DASH diets. Visit your dietitian to learn more about how this diet works and which foods work best for you. 5. Manage your stress. When you are in constant stress, your body is forced to overwork itself in order to fight back the stress, and this puts a strain on your heart, which then increases your blood pressure levels. In addition to this, stress can also cause you to develop habits such as drinking alcohol and eating junk food, further raising your risk of developing hypertension in the process. The key is to always find ways to manage your stress. Generally, you may have to cut your workload if you have to. Also make it a point to partake in activities that you find enjoyable, like reading, taking a walk, or listening to music. The calming effects of such activities are a natural way to lower your blood pressure. 6. Avoid smoking. Your general health is at risk if you smoke, and your blood pressure is no exception. The chemicals contained in tobacco, for example, go to damage your blood vessel walls and narrow your arteries. The result is that your arteries become hardened, thereby raising your blood pressure in the process. And those who are around secondhand smoke are not left out of the effects either. To ensure your blood pressure is not too high, it is important to cut down on smoking or to completely avoid it if possible. If you are struggling to do this, you might want to consider getting professional help. 7. Getting enough quality sleep. Blood pressure naturally lowers while we are in our sleep, And so the lack of good quality sleep only means that your risk of developing hypertension is higher than usual. You should always aim for about 7 to 9 hours of sleep at night. This can easily be achieved by sticking to a sleep schedule and ensuring that your sleeping area is as quiet and comfortable as possible. Try to also make sure that you don't go to bed hungry or too full, because you may end up waking up in the middle of the night due to discomfort. If you are a big fan of naps, then having them for about 30 minutes during the day will also help you sleep better at night. 8. Eat more potassium-rich foods. Potassium helps regulate your blood rate and decreases the effects of sodium in your body. It also reduces the tension in your blood vessels, which then effectively lowers your blood pressure. So, in addition to eating a balanced diet regularly, you should aim at taking in more potassium-rich foods as well. Fruits such as bananas, apricots, and melons contain potassium in their right amounts. Other foods rich in potassium include beans, tuna, salmon, and green leafy vegetables. However, you may need to speak to your doctor about just how much potassium your body can handle, especially if you're having kidney problems, because the kidneys can have issues eliminating excess amount of potassium. 9. Avoid processed foods. Processed foods are filled with added sugar, unhealthy fats, and a lot of salt. 3 things that increase your weight and your blood pressure as a result. It is not always easy to avoid the local fast food, processed meat, or processed snack due to how convenient and tasty they are, but they have implications on your general health if you keep taking them regularly. The fat in processed food is what gives it taste and makes you feel satisfied, and this includes the added sugar and the salt as well. Try as much as possible to limit your intake of processed food, and your blood pressure will most likely decrease to normal levels because of this. 10. Try natural supplements. Studies have shown that certain natural supplements can be effective in lowering your blood pressure due to their medicinal properties. Hibiscus tea, for example, is good for your heart health and blood pressure due to the presence of polyphenols and anthocyanins in it. Whey protein may also improve your blood pressure and blood vessel function if taken in the right amounts. Other natural supplements like fish oil and aged garlic extracts are known to be effective remedies for lowering blood pressure levels as well. The important thing here is to stick to these natural supplements until you see improvements, because they can interfere with prescription drugs if taken together. 11. Drink lots of water. The heart is made up of about 73% of water, and so it is the best liquid you need to lower your blood pressure if you are suffering from it. Generally, the body gets dehydrated when it does not get enough water, which then causes your blood pressure to rise and fall abnormally. Drinking enough water also keeps the cells and organs in your body hydrated enough to perform their functions properly. For best results, drink up to 500 ml of water 2 hours after you wake up, and do the same 2 hours before you go to bed. You will notice a difference in your blood pressure level the next time you check if you are consistent with this. Conclusion: it is recommended that you check your blood pressure at least once every 2 years if you are between the ages of 18 and 40. For people above 40, one check per year is the way to go due to the level of risk involved as you age. Remember that knowing your blood pressure reading is the only way you can begin to take steps to reduce it. Also note that while prescribed medication can be effective, you can always lean on natural ways in dealing with your hypertension if you prefer to. This video should give you all the information you need. All you have to do is to stick diligently to as many of the methods as possible, especially the ones that work for you. Hi, thanks for watching to the end. I hope this video has been informative and helpful. If you like this video and you would like to see more contents like this, kindly like, share, leave a comment in the comment section, and also please subscribe to this channel if you have not already subscribed yet. Thanks for watching to the end. Have a nice day and look out for the next video.